I'm Duber, and thanks for popping in to Duber's Discussion. Today I'm talking with Kris Linderman, who along with Dave Talbot are incredibly dedicated in co-organizing the New York, PA Corporate Cup Soccer Showcase, which is celebrating its 10th year. Pleasure to have you on Duber's Discussion, Kris. I was thinking the other day, by the time this airs, we're going to be about 80 days away from kickoff for the matches for the Sunday, July 19th, New York, Pennsylvania Corporate Cup Soccer Showcase. And I was thinking, this really isn't even the calm before the storm, buddy. You have been busy year-round, and I really wanted today to focus. And Leo, my producer of 102 years of age, who was with me at the WKZA day, says, he called me a windbag, says I got to keep these to 15 minutes, so let's tear it out. But where are you in the game so far, Kris, as far as, there's a lot that's happened and a lot more to do. How you feeling, and what's your thoughts as we approach that July 19th date?
Well, right now we're getting ready for Media Day.
Mm-hmm.
That is May 31st. So we're completing all the posters. I have like 5 left to do of those. We've already ordered the kits. We have to order the ball kids kits. We have to order the shirts for the coaches, and get all the pamphlets ready. So we've been prepping that stuff for a month or two now.
Yeah.
And we'll have to get it printed this in May. So it's hard to believe like May's almost here.
Yeah, it is crazy because you go back to every year the thing winds down. Oh, the next day you're cleaning up. Do you get a break, Kris?
Yeah, we do. Probably August, early September.
Mm-hmm.
But early September we're putting, we are kind of looking at the calendar on possible dates of tryouts for the fall, and then possible dates for tryouts for the next spring.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we're trying to schedule the game date with the school.
Right.
That we usually pick 3 schools to ask, and then we narrow it down to 1. So
this will be the first time at Salamanca. Got to be excited just to bring that to them as well, Kris. How are they doing with you?
So far, so good. They have a brand new facility there.
Yeah.
So it'll be pretty exciting. They're pretty excited about, featuring their new facility in this way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll go well. I think it'll go pretty.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it won't go well, but that's exciting to go there.
Sure.
For that reason, plus if you remember Chuck Talbot.
Yeah.
He's from Salamanca. Dave's from Salamanca.
Okay.
So we're kind of going full circle here. Like we started in St. Bonaventure the first year,
mm-hmm.
and now we're ending like 10th year. We are looping back to Salamanca.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Chuck. He made my day every time I would go up there, because it would usually be the only time I'd see him is match days. And what a sweetheart guy he was. And I know that was tough for Dave when he passed right before last year's match. So Chuck's always in my heart. But what a super guy, Kris. I just can't say enough. That smile he had just lit me up every time I seen him. So that's awesome. And by the way, this is the 10th edition of this. And I know I asked you last year at one time, and it's kind of a strange question, but at the same time, it's like, you guys were in the lab, you got this going, and now it's almost as if you've created a monster of sorts. I don't mean it in a bad way, but boy, it sure has taken off, hasn't it, my friend?
Yeah, I think that's an understatement. It's hard to believe that we are at the point we are at now, where I was talking to somebody the other day, and I said, originally we had 10 schools from each state.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, we have 54 schools now throughout the area that we cover.
That's awesome.
So to go from 20 to 54 in like 10 years, I think it's pretty significant. It's almost triple. But it feels like every year another school contacts us and says, "Hey, can our players try out for this game?"
Yeah, because I've done,
and we always say yes. So that's how it kind of expands.
Yeah, and I noticed more like down this way in PA, more of the southern part of like District 9 and stuff has has really, jumped aboard on this. And I got to talk about, Kris, one thing that's distinct about you guys, it's for all grades, and but it's not a gimme. And I think it might be hard for people sometimes to grasp that these are the best of the best. And you've got kids vying for 22 positions for a team, 2 girls teams, 2 boys teams from each state. Tryouts when they start, there's not a gimme, is it? It is a process, and kids are going to have to show a little what they got, and that might be hard for people to grasp sometimes. How kind of hard maybe is that process, Kris, or what are you finding? As far as kids giving that effort they need to.
Well, I mean, the evaluation tryout process is the first one that starts out pretty hard.
Yeah.
So we usually have anywhere from 250 to 275 kids trying out for those 176 spots.
Right. So
that's why we expanded to 4 tryout sessions. The first year we had 1 tryout session. The next couple of years we had 2, and then eventually we expanded to 4 because we just thought it gives the players more opportunity to show their skills, and then it also gives the coaches more opportunity to see the players.
Sure.
And, since we have all these schools, like the coaches aren't familiar with all these players. Like many of them they don't play against during the season. Mm-hmm. So it helps to have all those tryout sessions, and we encourage the players to attend all 4 sessions.
Sure.
And, you can see when the kids come, they are putting everything they have into it. Mm-hmm. And they really want to be selected for a team, and I think that's significant.
Yeah.
It's become a goal for people.
Sure.
Or it's become a goal for players to make a team, and I think that's really significant for us as the founders of this event, and to see how far it's come.
Yeah, and it's a point too where it's like, the one thing I find fascinating down this way is the repertoire the coaches have kind of gained with each other. And again, that's another thing that whether you make the team or not, you're around some of the finest soccer minds in the area. And, there have kids that have not made it. And I've seen examples, I won't give them, but, where someone has not made either of the teams. And, the next year they're excelling on the gold team. And it's just putting forth that effort. But I do think that just being around those soccer minds, Kris, has to be a plus if you make a team or not. And I think that's one of the hidden gems of what you've brought to the area as well, Kris.
Yeah, one of our original goals was to promote the game of soccer in this area because, let's be honest, football was king.
Yeah.
But, some people still consider football king. But I think soccer has made some huge strides in bridging the gap. Yeah. But there's coaches that have developed relationships, like other schools that play each other in the regular season now that didn't before. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty cool. Like they develop relationships, the players develop relationships with each other. They're normally battling each other on the field, right. Whereas now they're on the same team.
Yeah, and that's so cool, too, because back when I was doing the newspaper gig, I saw these kids kick acid with each other, and then comes game time with their teammates, and it's a whole different characteristic, and you can just see the joy of them of playing the game, Kris. So, which leads me to say, these aren't just let's throw a ball out and play. These kids, all 4 matches, it's a gut test, dude, and that's part of the ambiance of your event is that they're going for it. And that's got to make you guys feel so good to see kids, not just, hey, it's an all-star game, let's wave to the crowd. They're playing soccer, and that gets pretty intense, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. You can feel the intensity when the matches are going on. Yeah. And, I think that separates our event from other all-star games. Whereas some all-star games, they're just kind of, there's not much defense. They're just kind of messing around a little bit. But ours, I think the kids take this event pretty serious.
Yeah, that's kind of so cool. And again, I think the other thing, and it's one of those deals where I know just because of the venue and the way things go that you guys don't. It's free admission, and that's something you've always had a strong belief in that, haven't you? That let's just get people in to enjoy the game.
Yeah, we've been asked several times why we don't charge admission, and people say, well, that's lost revenue and so on and so forth, and like you charge admission. They can't believe we don't. But our original thought was always, let's get as many people there as possible to support the players, to watch the event, and not have to worry about how much it is to get in.
Right.
Like let them come, maybe get some food from the food trucks, watch some great soccer, and enjoy the event, enjoy their time there. And if that happens and we create some memories, then I think we've accomplished our goal.
Yeah, and again, it's always cool, just back to the kids again, seeing these rivals become buddies. And I know, I've seen that, and I know how they keep in touch. So that's a big thing. I got to give kudos to your wife, Rachel, and your sons are always helping you out. But what's life? What's life like when you have to decide, okay, I got to do this tonight, honey? But boy, you got to love the support you get from Rachel and the boys as well, Kris.
Yeah, it's funny because our dining room is kind of like the corporate cup room. So my dining room table is full of paperwork and things as we work up to game day. But I was doing stuff on the kitchen table the other day, and she's like, "You can't do it in the kitchen. You have to keep it in the dining room." So yeah, they definitely have supported this event. Like my kids have all played.
Yeah.
Dave's kids have all played. They've made friendships through this event. Like they've got a lot of great memories, and that's something like they can cherish. And like I said, that's one of our goals is if a player can walk away from this with some sort of memory they can keep, or a cherished moment, or maybe somebody in their family came and watched them. They normally doesn't come.
Sure.
Something like that. Then I think that's all impactful.
Yeah. The other kudos I got to give you guys is your social media presence with Facebook and Instagram, and I'm sure as that developed, as the game was developing, gosh, take it back from year 1 to now year 10, it just has to be amazing at how much that tool has helped you guys as well, Kris, and you guys keep it up to date as good as anybody.
Yeah, I don't think this event is as big as it is without that.
Right.
Honestly,
right.
I don't see how, back in the day, we didn't have email, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have texting.
Sure.
All that stuff. I don't know how events were able to build themselves as big as they were. You had to mail stuff, you had to call people on the phone and leave messages.
Right.
So on and so forth. And it's such a different world now where social media is such a huge presence, and we try to capitalize on that and kind of grow the event. Yeah,
like I said, it certainly is the best. Leo's given me the rolling finger, but we're going to keep going. And one of the things that I wanted to ask you about too is the media day itself. That is quite an exhibition. The kids get the cards, the kids get all their kits, and to see them see that firsthand, to see those trophies, to take pictures with mom and dad and grandpa and the parents and the teammates. That's something that just doesn't happen by snapping a finger, and you got to be proud of that itself, because that day is special, Kris.
Yeah, that's another thing I'm working on also. So I ask every player if they're attending, first of all.
Yeah.
There's people have conflicts. I understand that.
Sure.
And then I need to know how many people they're bringing, so I can get a rough estimate of how many total people are going to be there.
Right.
But so today, for example, somebody emailed me and said that they're coming with 10 family members. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And again, it's a day-long event. Where is the media day this year?
Oh, it's always at Pitt Bradford.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. So we've always, well, not always, but originally our first media day was in Allegheny.
Yeah.
I think we did it there 1 year or 2 years, and then we moved to Pitt Bradford because the event started to grow and we needed more room.
Mm-hmm.
So Pitt Bradford's gym is perfect size.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is just, and again, I remember, you're showing videotapes of free, or, streams of previous games, which are available on Facebook. And it's just so cool when people stop and watch themselves for a little bit.
Yeah, we tried, we try to add as much to this. I think all the little things we try to add makes it more special and makes it bigger.
Yeah, like I said, it is always a special
and
event.
even those like little player cards we do.
Mm-hmm.
I think those. It's just something like I just happened to think about one day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if it's possible to shrink those posters into player cards, and then it worked out, and like I was somewhere, and I saw a kid had one, a previous player had one, like hung up on his fridge or something, I think.
Oh, that's awesome.
And and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I still got it.
Okay. Now, like I said, we're going to be in touch every couple of weeks. I'm going to get Dave on as well as we near. But again, we want to remind people. Oh, I do want to get in real quick. Alumni game. We going with that? And that has to have a little more interest because there's more kids that have played in the game, Kris.
Yeah, the Alumni is always a great game. Last year went into overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always a good time. It's the day before the main event, so it's on Saturday. And we usually have 20 players from each state, 20 previous players, come, and they all get a shirt, and they have a great time. And I just think that has blossomed into something special as well.
Yeah, and it's a co-ed game, which kind of makes it even more special, I think, because I think some of the girls have outtaken some of the boys, and like I said, the shirts might not fit like they once did, but they have fun, and that's kind of the beauty of it. Okay, I always try to ask somebody a question, and you can fire one at me, but I was thinking, you're so busy with this all the time, Kris. Do you have any hobbies? Do you have any escapes from life that you yourself could just relax for a little bit, buddy?
Well, I used to be into bodybuilding. I haven't gone to the gym in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But back in my 20s and 30s, like I was pretty big into that.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I'm getting lazier, and I just don't feel like going to the gym anymore. But as far as like other hobbies, I don't really have like other hobbies right now.
Sure.
But I mean, as my kids have grown up, like when my kids were a little smaller,
yeah,
I was thinking back, and I was like amazed that like, wow, we were able to fit all that time, those practices. Like I have 3 sons,
right,
and like how do we fit it all in?
Yeah.
So now, I mean, obviously, I have more time to do what I want to do because my kids are grown up.
Yeah.
But I really don't have a hobby other than this right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty time consuming. Got anything to throw at me?
Well, I was going to ask you, you weren't a soccer fan before.
No, not a big one. No. And
so, what do you think you'd be doing now if you weren't involved more with soccer the way you are now?
Probably being miserable. But the one thing that I say with soccer is, they didn't have it in high school when I was a kid. And I remember, the World Cup. I think it was 96. And then I got into a plant making magnets with English people. I started getting into it, but you kind of lose it a little bit. But then when I got back into sports, I did a high school game. And it's like, damn, I wish we'd have had this. And then it was that year that I had the big sickness, and seeing that corporate cup was like, oh my God, this is the sport for me now. Now hockey's still number one, but soccer has a special spot with me. I follow the USL, the Premier League, the Wrexham, the league, they're in, and I really am full board into soccer, and I find myself a little more intrigued by women's college soccer and their professional league, because there's some tough girls out there, and I encourage girls that, in the success of our Olympic and World Cup teams. So, but I will have to tip my hat to you because you guys did give me the bug for good. So I'm always going to be appreciative of that. And I'm kind of a soccer nerd per se now. Because soccer was always that, like, I'm the cool guy that watches soccer. Now it's like you watch a Pittsburgh Riverhound game and see that crowd down there, and it's like it's caught on. And I'm just happy that you've helped me, fall in love with that sport fully, Kris. So that's awesome, and I thank you for that.
Oh yeah, like we are indebted to you and your coverage over the years.
Yeah. Well, we're going to touch base with you again, and obviously it's always been a pleasure, my friend, and like I said, I'll talk with Dave as well, but let's get things ready for Media Day, which again is?
May 31st.
Okay, and the matches will be July 19th at Salamanca High School. I just happen to know, I just looked today because I didn't realize, but the World Cup is starting in June, and that's the day of the final. Did you know that?
We did, and we had to schedule the 19th for a couple different other reasons. But yeah, we do realize that, and the World Cup final is at 3:00, I think.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's you can still watch it. I mean, you can still watch it on your phone if you wanted to. But yes, we did realize that.
Okay, and I'm sure you guys will provide updates. But unfortunately, I don't really see a U.S. team making a haul, which is disappointing. But we'll save that chat for another day because, I've been waiting since the 70s for soccer to take off. It has among the young, but among the majors, we're not quite there. But I think we're going to see that yet to come, I hope.
Yeah, it's definitely come a long way over the last 10 years.
Yeah. All right, Kris, let's be in touch again. And as always, my friend, thank you for the hard work. I know that it is not easy. I know sometimes critics make it a little rougher at times, but I know you keep your head up and move forward, dude. And I'm thankful, and I'm sure this whole area and all those kids are thankful for you as well.
All right, well, I appreciate hearing that.
This interview was recorded on April 26th. Apologize for the lateness. For Duber's Discussion, I'm Duber, and remember, be kind, do your best to make a difference.